Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Squared Circle Society Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by producer Todd. Todd, how goes it?
Good evening. I'm chilling, and all goes fine so far.
Yeah, it should be one hell of an episode tonight. We do have.
Hope you're listening live because I feel like I will be editing at some point tonight.
Yeah, I have a distinct feeling.
So I'm just going to say, if you're not watching it live, check us out on Patreon too with the uncut version.
Yes, if you're listening to this later on tonight or whenever, yeah, patreon.com/fleshwound features for the uncut version, because that's very likely, I think, at this point. But yeah, we are going to have the body on in a little while. The talk of the deathmatch universe right now. Yes. I know you don't like universe.
Oh, it's better than the community. I don't like any of those communities.
Oh yeah,
horror, any of them there. Yeah. No offense, y'all. Y'all.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look, there you go, Todd. That's how you pimp the show. It's like fuck all these motherfuckers.
No. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Those fucking ones that are too into it. The weirdos in the community. Just them. You know, the Dan.
There you go. There, fuck you, Todd. The Dans. Go fuck yourself, Todd. We're already off to a hot start tonight. All right, so we're obviously going to give you results. The body is going to come on and explain the controversy and everything that went down. But I got to ask you this first, Todd, and I know I'm jumping around.
Yeah.
How fucking all right, you know the moment. Did you think that Larry was going to get smoked when the cops showed up? Because I for sure thought that was good.
Oh, I was 100%. Oh yeah, Larry's getting blamed. He better be hiding.
Yeah, I was kind of like, I thought it was like a gimmick at first, because I see the cops like 900 pounds. I'm like, that's not a cop. And then the girl,
Dan thought it was a work.
Then the lady cop, but then I see in the background, I don't know who it was, Tarzan or somebody had their hands up. I was like,
I want to say it might have been Andy Lawler, because I know he was there. Posted, I think it was him who posted that they had their AR-15s drawn and everything, and then they were like, it's just wrestling, and then everything was fine. So
you're all wrestling. That's a very Southern thing. Yeah. I actually feel like the cops, if it was like Jersey or something, they would have just shut the show down for no real reason. They just would have shut it down. But yeah, so Alabama, they may not require,
secret location test.
Oh, okay. Well, the South may not require fitness tests for their police, but they're cool at the end of the day.
You know, Dan, if you can start out as a small cop and then become a big cop, it doesn't. Once you're in there, you're in there.
I mean, if the gun gets like,
have you never seen
your belly? Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
like, what are you going to do if they run? Like, you better be a good shot. Like, just it's like, I didn't want to shoot him. I just can't run. What am I going to do? But yes, it was an insane show. IWA Deep South, Southern Outlaws, if I didn't say it already. And I wish I could have gotten out to it. Unfortunately, I could not. But yes, live on streamxpw.com. And you can order the replay. If you're an XPW fan, obviously you got Tarzan, Duran, Obey, Hardcore Hillbilly, Larry Legend, and some familiar faces there.
Yeah, and Obey's popped up in XPW too.
He has Obey, as I said. Obey.
Okay, you did say Obey.
Open your fucking ears, Todd. I said Obey.
Yeah,
I ran that down.
Nope. Our one is Pugs is still on lockdown, and Krueger is
he got shot by those cops.
Our demon in the flesh is currently in transit back to the 7th circle of hell. So
yes, I heard like where he was staying looked like the prom scene from Carrie at the end of the show.
And if you want to hear what Krueger has to say, this Wednesday we will on our Dark Side of the Ring, Krueger should be joining us and talking about
okay, sweet.
that's breaking for you too. If I'm wrong, Krueger will tell me later.
And I'm just going to throw it out there. Bryant Woods, you are a cheater. I have it on good authority. You loaded up that weed whacker with holy water. You want to call that a win? I call it bullshit, sir. But, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. All right, so we'll kick things off with match number 1. The death match Juggalo Brian White taking on Sergeant Jimmy Controversy. I think he's probably the one that talked down the cops and saved Larry.
I don't know. He might have been running for his life. He didn't want to get popped for impersonating an officer.
That is true. That is true. So you're probably a little more familiar with these guys than I am. I'm not. We don't have much of a death match scene in Georgia that I'm aware of.
There's a lot of the guys that I'm still like getting, to know too. Cause I mean, I followed the Southern California deathmatch scene. I mean, and I didn't really till recently, like pay attention to the East Coast like I do now, or even the South. I mean, like I'm definitely a West Coast guy. I mean, I know all the big guys from the East too, but I'm still, learning, like getting familiar with everyone.
Yeah, I thought these two had really good chemistry together. Sergeant starts things off. Guy gets thrown into the fork board, which that did not look pleasant whatsoever. A lot of light tubes back and forth. Some good wrestling mixed with this. I thought that full Nelson flatliner that I believe it was Brian hit looked really good. It was we also get a very controversial knee to neck spot that going for the heat. We get some handcuffs involved, some good old fashioned country whipping.
I definitely want to see that now.
Ooh.
UEW champion. I'm just saying, Sean Black. You gotta fight for this.
IWA Deep South versus Compton Mania. Is that a possibility, Ty?
Well, you know what? And which one's going to have the better stream? Goddamn Deep South.
I do have to say, stream looked great tonight. The cop's belly when he came hobbling in was crystal clear. But yeah, no, we get just handcuffs, brutal whipping. We get a run in from Lil Sicko. I guess some split there in the Juggalo community, running in, and we see white noise through the door on the Good Sarge. So the winner of this.
Just so I'm an equal opportunity community hater. Yeah, I don't like the Juggalo community either. There you go. You want me to hate everyone?
I have some fun. Like I worked with a guy who did a JCW show.
No, I'm just talking shit. I have no beef.
Clowns were cool, but he said it was kind of a mess. But yes, so the winner, the Juggalo, Brian White. Todd's not happy about that. Little Sicko takes out the Sarge and then lays out Brian. So
real quick, I see an extra person. Am I bringing you in? I know you can probably hear me. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure before I just bring you on.
What?
How you doing? Are you on the plane?
No, I'm still waiting on the board.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. How you feeling?
Oh.
Like shit. Like shit. But
well, yeah, you have. You were saying you got a second butthole on you. That's not pleasant.
Yeah, I'm about to gash this big on my ass. It's great.
Oof. The cop showing up was the greatest intermission ever. Yeah, like I said, I was like, that can't be a cop. That guy's like 900 pounds.
So do they have ARs? What were they strapped with?
No, dude, so the cops got there and they straight up fucking pulled out ARs, fucking had them on all the boys, and we're like, get the fuck down, get the fuck down. What the fuck is going on? And then next thing you know, they're like, are you motherfuckers wrestling? Well, actually, let me say, are you guys wrestling?
There we go. That's it.
After they kneecapped Larry, right? He's coming right for us.
Right.
You just see Larry flip over the table and
He just stay perfectly still.
All right, fuckers. I think I'm going to be boarding my flight, but I
All
wanted
right,
to
well,
pop in, say what's up.
I
Thanks for
told
everybody
them.
that bought the pay-per-view, and I'll be back in town later tonight. So you guys will see
Okay.
me Wednesday, and
All right.
love you guys. Thank you.
All right.
We love you
Be
too.
safe.
Be sure to bleed over whoever
Sure,
you're
fuck
sitting
you, Dan.
next to. That was
Well-
directed at me. All right. So yes. So winner, the death match, Juggalo Brian White. I thought these guys both looked good. Some good in-ring wrestling in between all of the death match spots. We got the Circus of Chaos run in with Lil Sicko. I forgot what I said already, but Juggalo picks up the W. There you go. In match number 2, another couple guys I wasn't too familiar with. John Alistair Wilson taking on Jamie Richards. So we get some dueling tube shots at the beginning. John with some kendo stick shots. I think
Singapore King, goddamn it, Dan. Didn't we have this conversation last week?
They called it
I don't give
kendo
a shit.
stick.
We call it a goddamn Singapore
All right.
King.
I you know what? When in Rome, I assume in the Deep South they call it a kendo stick. I prefer Singapore
you
King
know
as well.
They probably don't like that. I don't know.
Yes. I'm not going
old
to
school.
use those Asian names. God damn it! In America, it's a goddamn kendo stick. Todd.
And there goes half of our listeners. Thanks, Dan. To be fair, Dan is in the South, though.
I live in the South. I can say that, Todd. It's okay for me.
Well, I live in California, so you know what I can say, motherfucker. A lot of words you don't like.
So we get a side Russian leg sweep with the tubes onto Jamie. That looked brutal. Jamie picks up the win with a one-winged angel type move through a barbed wire door. Ouch. Winner, Jamie Richards. Both guys impressed me too. Like I said, I'm just kind of getting familiar with this roster. And we got Steve weighing in. How's it going, Steve? I was at the highest peak of Stone and the cops arrived. I loved Larry in the overalls.
Yeah. I was having a good time too.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
I do say I liked him better last show. He had the red flannel. Looked better with those.
Yes. I'm not a fan of the overalls. They're not comfortable. I had them when I was a kid.
And you don't like pants.
Why wear pants? You're in the South. It's fucking hot, Todd.
Okay, Dan, I think you can wear overalls, but you won't wear fucking pants.
I will do my own spin on overalls, Todd.
I would like to see that.
I will do my own spin.
Do you wear red suspenders?
I've never worn suspenders. I don't know if I've ever owned suspenders, even as a kid.
I've worn them. I've had them for like outfits, for when I had to go to like bullshit. You have to dress nice.
Church stuff. Well, when you were little, Todd. God damn, giving me the
I only went to church in my teen. Where's Body? Body will be joining us in progress.
Yes. We're getting probably close to body time, but not quite yet. So match number 3, we get Obey with Madame Lavana Dupree. You recognize Obey from XPW. He's made a few appearances for them. Taking on Riot Jake Andrews of Circus of Chaos. So this one kicks off hot. Obey hits a German suplex through a light tube. Looked brutal. Obey gets a pretty nasty looking gash on his arm. Get Bulldog into some thumbtacks. And at one point, I got to put over the announcer. And again, not familiar with all the names, but I think I got most of you. But when he hangs Riot, I love the Shades of David Carradine line. So, you're okay by me, sir. You're okay by me. That did pop me. I thought that was funny. We get Madame Dupree spitting some of that poison mist into Riot's eyes. And Obey hitting a flying elbow from the top for the win. Usually I think he tends to use the headbutt, but it was a pretty sick looking flying elbow. Obey gets the win there. And yeah, so far the card was pretty fucking hot, Todd. I must say. It's a really good show, great stream. I had a lot of fun. Like I said, not familiar with a lot of storylines going into this, but I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but Todd, are you starting Turdy World Order Wolfpack?
We're not even to that yet, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm running.
Did they figure out who called the cops? Well, the story that I've been hearing is it was the neighbors. I mean, the better story, it was Chad, but I mean, last I heard it was the neighbors.
Yeah, that's the latter is like the first thought that I had because it seemed like something that would be done. But yeah, no, that dude, I thought I heard something, and then I was like, when they showed up, I wish the camera caught the AR part though, because I don't think they had their guns drawn by the time they come around the tent. But that huge strip of fireworks called the cops. That was nuts. Because did they show up? I'm trying to see in my notes. Yeah, that would probably make sense by the time they get there. The firecrackers, I assume you mean.
Was that for the hillbilly?
I'm just assuming maybe that's
when was the one that, well, yeah, that may. Wait, I'm actually hold on, continue. All right, so we should have the body joining us momentarily, which is perfect because we're about to talk his match.
Sweet. That's why I was jumping around. Robbie Haynes, rule 1 of throwing a party: always invite the neighbors, even if they don't come. They can't be mad.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I guess with a death match sort of company, you just never know how that will go, though. Like, they bring the kids or something, and then people get, if it's GCW or something, you're probably fine. But that's, yeah. It was one of those old school loud ass strips. You can only get those back east.
Oh yeah, the firecracker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get it here. I'm pretty sure Arizona's a hard one too. Yeah. I've never seen that.
You can get like anything in the South. Like, I don't even know if they're technically legal, but I see like the big giant fireworks go off all the time. Sometimes like I'm like, it's not even a fucking holiday and I see them. So yes.
Whoops. I don't know. Do you want to we're just waiting for him to jump on. So do you want to start talking the match, or you want to talk the match ahead and jump back?
We'll run down the match. So Hardcore Hillbilly taking on the returning back in the US of A, the Body. Body drives up. We're hearing Goodbye Horses. At first, I wasn't sure it was him.
Well, no. Well, that's the funny, like, because Dan was like, we'll pull the curtain back a little. Dan wasn't able to start at the very beginning, so he jumped in progress. So I'm like, tell him, get on, because I heard the music. And I was like, you got to get on now, because Dan is a bit of a Body fan.
I'm a Body fan, indeed.
A bit,
so
just not
he shows up. Of course, I'm popping because I wanted to see the Hardcore Hillbilly match for a while. Because Hardcore Hillbilly's improved, man. Like, from when we first saw him in XPW, I think he's come a long way. And this one kicks off hot too. Suplexes Body through a barbed wire board, drops him on the gusset plate board, really bringing the pain. And that firecracker spot that we were talking about, what made it even worse, some were missing, and then he just kicks it like under.
I started laughing so hard. I was like, damn, that's a dick move. But
yeah, Hardcore Hillbilly with some animosity. You know what? I hear they don't like Body's type in Alabama. They fucking hate Canadians, dude. Like, it's just, I don't know what it is. Like, they're just fucking hate Canadians.
They don't forget the War of '97, Fuck Bret Hart still, right?
Exactly. There's a ceremonial humping of the Canadian flag that goes down usually every every November. They just to commemorate the Montreal screw job. It's a thing. But yeah, so a lot of controversy after some thumbtacks, the brutal firecrackers. Body loses by ref stoppage. A little bit, I don't know, a little bit suspicious there. I think Body. This might be the wherever the fuck they were screw job. The undisclosed location screw job. Because Body they called for the bell, and Body drives off, shares some pretty scathing thoughts.
Well, you know what? We have that video of him driving off, so let's play that and bring him right on.
Okay, sweet. Let's see.
We'll bring you on now. There you go. Welcome,
What's
Body.
up, boys?
What up?
How are we doing, man? I missed you guys. How's everybody?
We missed you too.
Jimmy.
All right, here we go.
Right, shit. Let's go. Listen, Kevin, Deep South, Rob Black, Danny Germano, you pieces of fucking shit. Maybe it's the end, maybe it's not. But guess what? When you're fucking handsome and as fucking talented as the Body is, when you're in a yard of fucking bums, you never lose. Jimmy, what are we going to reverse back to Canada, or you want to put the fucking car and drive? Let's get out of the way. See you later, fucktards.
All right.
There we go. Controversy. You're back. You're back in the States.
Yes, sir. Yeah, dude, it was really quick right before I hop on. Like, there was a guy I met at the show yesterday, or on Sunday, and he goes, he's like, yeah, Flesh Wounds. We were talking about you the other day, and I was like, man, can you please tell him to that I say hi, because you guys were obviously my guys when I was doing it. Was super supportive, always like positive media, which is a little hard to find in deathmatch, not just for me, but for it seems like a lot of people now. Mother Teresa would be a heel on Deathmatch Elite if she was in the game today. But it was, you guys are my guys. So when I told him that, maybe an hour later, 2 hours later, Dan, you reached out to me. So I don't even think he had the time to message you. I think it was just coincidence. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a quick yes to say to come on, and then obviously judging about what happened after that, I'm really glad I said yes, because now there's obviously some stuff that has been on the internet and in my head, and let's get to the bottom of it.
The internet doesn't like you very much at times.
I really haven't noticed that one bit, man.
Yeah, watch the jokes.
Which, hey, you know what? And that's one thing. If you guys can give me some time at some point during this to at least just address kind of what happened to you, I would appreciate that. But
absolutely,
we got to.
Well, we love you. It's good you're back. Fuck any of these groups that have a problem with you. So,
and you know what? Maybe we just pop into that quick just now while we're here, because that's one thing that I feel like coming back now, where it's like it was a horrible joke. I shouldn't have done it, obviously, and I had said that all before. I'm not going to rehash all the stuff that I had apologized about at the beginning, but it was like watching a lot of these people badmouth me on the internet, even well after the fact, where it's like there's you're basing your opinion off somebody that you don't really know, and you're kind of just basing it off something that somebody put on the internet. And even when you look at the top of Facebook, it says what's on your mind. It's what people are thinking. It doesn't have to be factual. They just take it and they post it. And a lot of the fans, they're not obviously connected. Like, you guys walk the line of being fans and in the business, right? And there's a lot of other people in that thing, so you guys get it more than them. But the general fans, I as much as it upsets me that they shit on me and stuff, they're just going based on the media that they're consuming. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily a them thing. The thing that sucks too, though, is the boys, like a lot of the wrestlers and the guys from ICW, like, obviously we've never been close. Like, they obviously have their issues with me for whatever the fuck. But a lot of the guys, like those guys that talk shit, if they just took a step back and thought about the moments like that they actually interacted with me, like in person, I think there's a lot of times more that I've been going out of my way to help somebody than all these things that people read that's more negative on me, So that was a big thing. It's like I kind of asked people to just take a step back realize if they actually know me before they, go about posting. But it's the internet, so I don't think that's as somebody just posts a comment talking crap.
No. Dan, you want to read that one?
No, Robbie Haynes, legit. Everyone makes mistakes. People need to get over it. I agree.
Appreciate it, man. And that was just the thing. Just to finish it up here, it's like I'm fortunate to be able to have another chance with doing this. There's a lot of things that when wrestling got taken away from me, I realized. Obviously, I never hit it. Drug addiction was a big part. I'm not going to cry and be like, it's a disease, whatever. I was mentally weak and I let it get the best of me. Losing the thing that I love the most of. And actually, when it happened, I'm like, well, it'll be back in a month. 2 months go by, still nothing. Well, it'll be back in 3 months. We were sitting almost coming up to maybe 8 months or something without anything, where I really felt like it was gone, and there was a chance it wasn't coming back, and it made me reevaluate a lot, and just try to tighten up a little bit more mentally and be a better person. So my DMs are open to the fans, the wrestlers. If there's stuff that people want to get off their chest or talk, I'm a message away. But hopefully this is the end of that, and that's the end, and we can all move on. So let's talk wrestling now.
Absolutely. Let's talk wrestling. So Hardcore Hillbilly, it seemed a little bit
that piece of fucking just puts my foot back in my own mouth. So from you guys watching it, what was did you, when you saw me come out, did you assume, because I know nobody knew that I was coming out, did you have a feeling that there was going to be some sneakery pulled behind my back, or were you guys like, well, he's working Hillbilly, it's XPW and XPW crime, I think everything will be professional, kumbaya?
That's basically what I was expecting. Yeah,
me too.
Yeah,
me too, boys.
So that was malicious, kicking those firecrackers.
Yeah,
that was personal. That was personal. That little flip, and even the fact that he wears shit kickers to wrestle, and still decides to throw as many big boots as he does in a match. It's like, hey, Hillbilly kick, kick pads work just fine.
That looked very unpleasant. Hillbilly's, he's improved a lot since you've been gone.
And I will say this, this is kind of where my whole thing of how this happened. So when Kevin had reached out and said that he was gonna bring me down for the show, the one thing that I asked was to work Drew, because and before the end of the show, I do want to just say a small thing about IWA and how amazing they were to me there. But when I was going there was a thought in my head, and this was no disrespect to any, I didn't know those guys going into this, but I was kind of worried that maybe one of those guys would, do something to try to make a name for themselves, which if I was in that position, I probably would as well, and that was something that had crossed my mind driving over there. So I just let Kev know, I go, listen, man, me and Drew are really good friends. And to fans that don't know, we would, out of all the XPW guys, Drew was probably one of the guys that I talked to the most behind the scenes. So it was he was a guy that I felt kind of close with. So I asked for Drew. Sure enough, Kev says, yeah, you guys are good to go. Now, apparently, I guess Drew had said to Kev, that he would work me, no problem. But I guess he was telling a lot of the guys and shit from the start that he did not want to work me, wanted nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? Which again is totally fine. But so many people shit on me, how you even say the whole internet hates me, which it's almost kind of true. Drew was one of the guys that never he obviously he agreed that the peanut joke was distasteful and horrible and I shouldn't have done it, but he still at least was my friend when I needed him. You know what I mean? And he was still there for these past 8 months when essentially I didn't really have anybody. So it going over there. And right when I get in, I can feel a little pit in my stomach. Nobody's really talking to me. Hillbilly's being a little bit quiet, and even driving over, Hillbilly was very adamant texting me being hey, are you across here? Are you across here? Are you across here? Because obviously I had the past border issues, which now obviously have been resolved, but going there, he just wanted to make sure everything was going to be cool. The second I text him saying that I'm across in the States, disappears, does not message me back at all until the show, so he just wanted to make sure that I was a lamb going to the slaughterhouse, And I get there, like I said, I can feel there's a little bit of stuff going on behind my back. And I go up to Drew and I'm like, hey man, are we gonna call this? And Drew just looks at me with eyes that he's always pretty friendly. He has kind of those dreamy, loopy little eyes, but he seemed a little hot, and he's like, oh, we're just gonna call it out there. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. And I saw the firecrackers with them. There was the gusset board, which like obviously I had an incident with the gusset plate back in Detroit a couple years ago. So like I'm still going to take them. I didn't mind, but he wanted to put me through the board with a power bomb, and I didn't want to do it, you know. And when we go out into the match, I told him I didn't want to do the firecrackers, and I didn't want to do the board with the gussets on it, right? And because we have our pile, right, of stuff,
right,
that we kind of know we're going to use. And we didn't, like you said, we didn't call anything in the back. So I get out there and I see all their weapons in the ring. So I'm assuming we're just going to kind of use what's there, and that's everything, you know. When he goes to grab the gusset board, that was kind of like, so originally he's claiming that I clipped him with an elbow. I don't fucking know if it was I think that's him trying to just say that it's like, oh, well, he stiffed me, so I took it off the rails. Fuck that. It was premeditated. He fucking knew what was going on. Like, he did it to try to be a hero. And I understood going in there, I needed to lick my chops, like, and take the beating because I deserved it. And it was a part of kind of moving on from it. And it was just the fact that it came from somebody that I was so, you know, close with. And when I was at my fucking lowest, was so nice. Now where it's like all this stuff that I like confessed him and shit while I was at my lowest, and that he quote unquote was trying to help me out through and stuff, was just him being just a complete scheming fucking cunt and taking information and God knows having a laugh about it with whoever, you know. So I just felt embarrassed. I felt fucking upset, like, and that was even my promo at the end there. I'm a little choked up in it, and you can see I'm a little, you know, on the verge of tears, which it wasn't a pain thing. It was a fucking, you know, like bad people can be bad to you and it's one thing, but when good people are bad to you, it's another thing, you know.
Yeah.
Where it just hurts a little bit different, and that was that, you know. And when we got out there from the match, there were things like he was trying to power bomb me through the door, and I'm freaking out trying to not go, and he's realizing power bomb's going to take 2 people to do it, so he ends up just doing the suplex. At the end there with the firecrackers, he obviously said I tried to roll away. He fucking kicks them back on me. And then, which again, I'm not saying like I'll take these spots, but just let me kind of know what's coming so I can be a little ready for it when we're out there. I don't want surprises because, like, you know, I think more people can get hurt with that, you know, just it taking liberties on it in a sport that we're already giving our fucking necks on the line for, you know. And then finally, the thing where it all just blew off was at the fucking end when he put me in a guillotine and I'm trying to fucking get out, and I'm trying, even the referee, who, like, I don't want to start banning, like, I don't know who the fuck was involved and who the fuck wasn't, but like, I'm telling the ref, like, you can see her, I watched it back, she's watching me tap, you know. So it's like, if she doesn't know to break that up and that I'm fucking screaming like audibly to help and she doesn't know what's going on, like, you need a better ref in there. You need somebody that's actually gonna fucking do something, you know. So it's like the whole thing is kind of still confused. I just got home a couple hours ago, so I still need some time to digest it, but to say it's been humbling is an understatement. It's been eye-opening for sure, in terms of people that I've trusted. And I'll say this right now, I'm not going to say too much about it, and I'm not the most confrontational person, but just keep a real close eye on Hillbilly's dates, because now that I'm allowed back in the States, there's a good chance I show up where he is. So.
Well, there we go. Maybe an XPW encounter.
Well, can't say that. No. Maybe another 3 actors.
Maybe we never know.
Yeah, I know. Every time you guys are in
Rob, if you're hearing this, I love you, Rob. Rob, return my calls. I love you. I miss you, Rob. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
Well, it sounds like Hardcore's got a receipt coming.
Yeah, that's an understatement. He has a CVS receipt, boys. He has a CVS receipt coming.
Yeah, no. Every time you guys are in California, I always saw you two together. So yeah.
And it's always the one closest to you that hurt you the most, right? I would expect this kind of shit out of you know, somebody else, you know, a bunch of other guys in the business, but you know, not Drew. But on a lighter note, quick to you, and I had to make sure I fucking said this. IWA Deep South, those guys were absolutely fucking phenomenal. Everybody was so fucking cool. And my biggest takeaway from that fucking trip was how those guys are built on a different fucking level. And I understand people might shit on their work rate or their work level or whatever. And I mean, no, believe me, I paint my face and dress like a girl to try to, you know, stay at this fucking level. So I'm the last one to put on a technical spectacle. But those guys, like, you can teach them how to wrestle in a couple months. You cannot find a group of guys that are willing to put their fucking lives on the line, like everybody on that roster, you know? And it almost kind of sucked where it's like, there's there's just not enough spots on top shows for those guys. Because I'll say this, every single person on that show could hold their own on any XPW show, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. So I think they're starting to click their wheels now a lot more too, like as a company. So especially the Stream XPW things helped out a lot to get out to the masses easier. So just keep your eye on those guys. And truthfully, I just want nothing but the best for that company, man. They were fucking awesome to me. So thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. Krueger also said everybody there was awesome.
Best. Was that the guy Krueger?
Yes, Michael Krueger.
Yes, thank you. Because I was texting him earlier. I had to put him over, man. That guy's fucking. Dude, there was guys from Niagara Falls there too, which is like 40 minutes from me. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a show next month my buddy's running. It's called On Site. Funny enough, but no ring deathmatch main event. The Body versus Sexy Eddie. I'm not saying anything, but I have noticed it's been a while since somebody's been stabbed in the dick with a needle. So that's all I'm throwing out there. You got the Wild One, Sexy Eddie. You got the Body. No ring deathmatch Toronto. Be ready and keep an eye out for that because I'm pretty sure we're going to be streaming this one. So,
awesome.
Better,
we'll be able to see it.
Yeah, I'm saying if that guy from Niagara Falls drives all the way to Bama for a show and he doesn't come to my show next month, I'm gonna be pissed.
Right.
He better have something busy that day. His daughter's bar mitzvah better be that day. That's all I'm fucking saying. Okay.
Go down there, take the mist ride, and go see a horrible massacre and lots of dick stabbing.
That's the mist ride. But anyways, how have you guys been though? Good.
Doing great, man. Doing great. Had a blast watching the show last night. We've been
Right, we heard the music. We were like, oh shit.
Did you guys pop? Were you fired up?
Oh yeah, Pugs. Wait, what? Our Pugs, who's not here. He was here last time. He actually sent me a message because he couldn't make it. What did he tell me to?
Tell him I say what up, or if he's listening, what's up? I missed the Derby room. I was thinking of that in the shower.
Yeah, that was a nice spot.
Dude, sweet spot, eh? Just fucking solid. When it rained, it was a little shitty, but we can deal with that.
Yeah, he just said he went nuts when you showed up, and I love you. So sorry couldn't make it.
So did all the chicks in Bama, dude. They were fanning their pussies.
Wow,
we just couldn't find any, but I'm sure they were fanning their pussies.
There were some decent looking ladies there. You couldn't really see as much because it's an outdoor show.
The problem is all those guys there are either open carrying or they're like they kind of look like you, Dan. A lot of them were like they bearded, jacked up dudes. So you don't, I'm pumping your tires a little bit saying jacked up here.
A lot of it.
They don't know I'm sitting down.
But yeah, no, I don't want to fuck a chick, and then it turns out her man leader's name's Belloc, and he's gonna come saw my face off and replace it with dog face.
So wait, so you're telling us even for you, you're like, I ain't fucking with them.
I'm a little this is change body. This is change. This is cocaine once a month body now.
It's not right to censor body though, right?
Yeah, this is censored body. This is PG-13.
Coming soon.
PG-13. Come on, you got to give us a little bit of R.
Right. Yeah, maybe 18, eh? I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Switch it up. We'll see.
I'm kind of excited for right to censor body era, like a no butt fucking sign, just like big slash through it,
dude. If I have a match that's over 10 minutes, you're going to see, I'm going to have black smoke in my brain, dude. It's going to be like a juice that's been squeezed of every last fucking drop, dude. I'm going to be looking around like, let me do the headlock takeover again, I guess. Fuck, I don't know.
Just all unoffensive offense from now on.
Yeah, exactly. The best offense is laying on the mat, taking a heroin nap like Jake the Snake Roberts.
But there we go. There's a old school body.
I know we better end it now, boys, right before we go off the rails. But
that's a hell of an angle. You know where that Damien's ending up, man. There's a big angle there.
When you said Damien, I was trying to think. I'm like, who on the show yesterday was named Damien? I'm like, no, he's talking about a snake going up my ass.
Okay. Snake. Yes. Oh, earthquake killed Damien, so whoever he's got.
Oh yeah. There we go. But I can't thank you guys enough, honestly, for bringing me back on here. I did miss you guys. I kept in touch with some of your stuff. I definitely watch you guys on nights when I missed it. So, like I said, keep your eye out. I got some California dates coming. I'm not going to announce them yet, but I will be back on your guys' end in the summer. So keep an eye on that. Obviously, CWO July 23rd in Toronto. It'll be streaming. Just keep an eye on my socials for that. And IWA Carnage Cup's the next one for that. And just keep your eyes on the ticker. You never know where it'll show up.
If that California date you're saying happens, Mia Pugs will be there because that's although the promoter does not like us, whatever, we'll still show up.
You know, we'll say, maybe we'll bring him on when we announce it. And
he's actually DM'd me like asking to come on. I'm just like, I'm not gonna answer that. So maybe coming up. If you're gonna, we'll talk.
We'll get into that for sure when we cross that bridge.
All right.
Anyways, boys, thank you.
Right, thank you.
God bless. Take care.
Absolutely, right, buddy. You too.
Me saying God bless, I come back from being canceled and I found Jesus.
is that the gimmick?
I'm Shawn Michaels, baby. Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, man. That makes it all go away.
Well, you'll be back in XPW. That's
hopefully Shawn Michaels and not Marty Jannetty. Right. Time will tell.
Yeah, I didn't catch this in time, but he kind of addressed it. He's trying to get a hold of Rob. So,
well, we will see what happens. But great to have the body back. Tad, we need to get Jake Roberts in shape so he can come back for one more match and we can do the snake angle because that is, yeah. Might have a thick snake now, though. I don't know how that's gonna
go. There you go. We didn't.
Can you imagine the Cornette's drive-through? They put a snake up his ass. I don't do a good Cornette, sorry, but
that's all right. Well, there was the body, so we should probably perfect timing right after his match.
Yeah. I'm definitely eager to check out that Toronto show.
I know. We'll have to reach out to Hillbilly and have him on.
Yes. We will. We will definitely have the hardcore Hillbilly on.
Yeah, we like both sides of it. If there's a beef, we want to hear the other half.
We do. We'll have a panels. Everybody with beefs. Just come on here. You got beefs. Just come on the flesh wound.
Featured. But if it's some bullshit like message board beef, don't bring it. In my day, we used to just beat their ass.
I don't think most of the message board people have ever been in a fight, Todd.
Yeah, and you can tell the ones who've never got punched because once they get punched, they'll shut the fuck up. Sorry, when Tito punched me, I didn't shut the fuck up. I kept talking, motherfucker.
I remember somebody said something to King Kong Bundy once at a show, and he didn't use these words. It was about somebody on a message board back then that said something about him. And I swear to God, at least in my head, I heard King Kong Bundy respond, "What the fuck is the internet?" Like just going full Jay and Silent Bob. It was hilarious. Like I don't give a fuck. But yeah, different times. All right, so moving on to match number 5.
Tommy Trainwreck.
Right?
Tommy Trainwreck.
Death Proof Tommy Trainwreck taking on the controversial one Kato with Naomi Nightmare. So this was another good match. Some really cool offense. I think we got a sidewalk slam onto some CDs, which looks brutal. I never would have thought of using CDs back in the day. That doesn't seem fun, especially depending how they break. That could be very unpleasant. We get some thumbtacks and barbed wire to Tommy's head, carpet strips, skewers, which, holy shit. I can see that 100 times, and skewers still kind of freak me out a little bit, especially when they start tapping, man. Like, it's just something about it. There's a really Tommy Trainwreck fucking, like, I don't know if Kato owed him money or something, but he hits him with a forearm that looked like it knocked him into next week. Really, yeah, just brutal. I'm not familiar with either of these guys, but I thought they both looked really good. Tommy hits a pretty sick brain buster. We get a gusset to Kato's arm that cut him open pretty bad. Even Naomi Nightmare, Kato misses and clocks and busts her open on the apron, and Tommy Trainwreck picks up the win with a Death Valley driver off the apron through a light tube table. And yeah, this was a really fun match. I'd like to see both of these guys in XPW at some point. Honestly, most of the guys I saw, I feel like would fit pretty well. After this is when the cops arrive, and I wasn't able to look at like the live chat because there's always a weird thing if you're on two devices for the pay-per-view.
I think it's gone already. It disappears after a while.
That sucks. Yeah, I heard it was like lighting up when the cops.
Oh yeah, I was in there.
All of like the messages. I bet it was so and so, or I bet it was so and so. It's like it was actually really funny. Yeah, man, like AR's drawn on everybody. That is pretty wild. Can you imagine like that? I think it happened obviously in between matches. I think the worst of it happened.
Can you imagine if it was during the match? They had to come out into the ring. Body would be like, "What the fuck's happening?" You hear the firecrackers could be a problem.
Yeah, you like why? Oh shit, dude! Holy shit!
They pull up right when he lights those firecrackers. Would have been a totally. Hey, Rob would have got some good footage on Stream XPW.
I don't know. They might have just looked at Hardcore Hillbilly and just went like, "You do what you need to do, boy."
Yeah, I'm sure they probably would be Team Hardcore Hillbilly.
I think they would have been Team Hardcore Hillbilly. I think Body might have been
probably best Body pulled up in and then left immediately in that car.
I'm just picturing like just everybody's ducking behind the trees. Just like that cop can't do cardio, so it takes him a long time to turn around and try and fire off his shot.
Damn, you got heat with this cop, man. Jeez,
it blew my mind, dude. I'm like, there's no way that's a cop. If you can't see your own dick, you can't be a cop. I'm sorry. There should be rules.
I don't think that's an actual rule, Dan.
They check, dude. Like they check. Like,
yeah, but here's the thing, Dan. Are you the same size you were a decade ago? The answer is probably no.
Decade ago, no. Okay.
But that's my point. You can get in small and grow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, I'm stuck at my desk. I'm eating these goddamn donuts. It's not a stereotype for a fucking reason.
You just have to run circles around him and you're good. They'll peter out. But no, that was actually really funny. I could hear like some people on the stream. It's just like just give him a beer and send him on. That's how we handle things in the Deep South. But no, that was actually funny. It added to the show, in my opinion. It was.
And you could hear Larry saying Rob Black loved it when he was watching.
Yeah.
I believe some of the message board comments I saw, or maybe it was in the deathmatch community, was it was the most Deep South thing for a Deep South show. I was like, all right, there you go.
I mean, that's the thing about these shows, and I've talked about it before. I mean, I've done a lot of shitting on GCW, but sometimes you don't want everything to be so just pretty and choreographed.
Speaking of,
especially in a deathmatch company, it should feel a little dangerous.
Well, then I'll promote this. I'll promote it again at the end. But this Friday, we were going to be watching UEW's return show. It's for its 10-year anniversary. Ambulance comes. It's in the projects. It's a good time. You should watch along with this, and we'll get some guests on. I gotta go confirm one.
This Friday.
This Friday, the 10th anniversary of Return from the Depth.
Oh, okay. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, hang out with us and watch.
We're gonna watch the full event, all 2 hours.
Classic UEW.
Yeah,
that'll be a lot of fun. So match number. Well, I say match number 6. I don't think this was an official match, but we get Brian White taking on John Rare. I am familiar with John Rare, actually. Yeah. I know he's been around a long time. And so
you didn't watch the last show either. You didn't get to see it.
I didn't get to it.
So yeah, like I am familiar with these guys, at least from that. I mean, I don't know their history on a lot of them. I'm learning as I go. Mm-hmm. So, but I am liking who I'm seeing. So
yeah. So tons of tubes used in this. Some skewers to the head. I guess Rare was coming out of retirement for this. Again, I don't think it was an official match, but Deep South legend, obviously people feel or highly regarded. I have seen matches from this guy. In fact, I actually thought I was in a movie with him for a minute, and it's not him, but
speaking of movies, I wonder if the movie they were shooting plays into this match. It feels like we're missing pieces, like something may connect it from the movie. So
yes, I couldn't tell. I mean, our next match, I can definitely see my figure into the movie shoot, but really just fucked each other up, and Brian White walks off, couldn't take the ass kicking anymore, gets confronted. Bryant Woods confronts Rare, and that kind of kicks that off. So again, not as caught up on storylines. Hopefully I will be now, though, because I did genuinely enjoy the show.
This was kicking on. Well, we're not done yet. It was on full cylinders. I'll just start it. We'll go with that. I mean, I don't even think we're just blinded because we have a lot of our favorites and one of our own, in the main event. So
in the main event with the cheater, Bryant Woods.
With that cock. No, I'm not going to call him a cock. With the cheater, we'll stay. I do enjoy his work.
He's a big, scary man, Todd.
Yeah, I'm not calling him that. I did not. May have crossed my mind, but it was a jest. So
he might. No, I think there was animosity there, Todd. I don't know about this. He's gonna he might get booked somewhere, Tad, and then you're gonna. I don't think you're going to run your mouth to him in person, but we'll see.
Well, if you know my track record, I would run my mouth in person, but I am not running. I was just because I was protecting our boy.
There you go.
Maybe not the best word to say. When we're talking about the South, our guy. There we go.
Our guy, our dude.
Yeah.
So Todd, I'm just going to say this right now. Will Ospreay and Daniel Bryan can suck a dick because Meltzer's going to give 7 stars to our next match.
I wanted a Meltzer rating at the end for this one. You did.
I want a Meltzer rating for this match. I mean, AEW's got about 10,000 belts right now. I'm sure I believe they've got a 6-man title. And I think, Nation of Defecation and the Turdy World Order, they'll be taking some of those AEW belts if they get
I got to say, I think I'm Team Nation of Defecation.
Your Team Nation of Defecation. Okay, yes. So
tell me you can't just hear the other theme song in your head when you say it.
Nation of Defecation.
Oh, shit. We got to write the Nation of Defecation rap song now.
They just try and book Ron Simmons. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
I'm gonna figure. I'm gonna hook that up.
Ron Simmons reacts to the Nation of Defecation.
I still know like every word of that stupid song.
You know what's ironic? Rest in peace. Virgil would have totally have done a show and joined the Nation of the Dirty World Order, I should say.
He's going to want to be the biggest payday on the whole show.
They just take him to Olive Garden and he's good.
I don't know. I think he's going to want some cash. Too much.
Virgil's going to just hit a Canadian destroyer into some breadsticks for the win.
Well, you know what? Maybe we can book him and redo a certain Big Show angle.
There you go. So I'm not familiar with all these gentlemen. There was a chronic masturbator called Ivan Jackmeoff, I believe. That
got to watch Scatomania. It's another one of the which is coming soon to stream xpw.com.
I would recommend you not Google Scatomania because. You can
search it on XPW stream XPW.
Yes. You can search it on xpw.com. But there's a lot of people on those message boards that I feel are into that. There's a lot of like complaining about like gaping assholes in those groups for some reason.
I don't know. They really like to talk about cum a lot too, which is I'm like, Jesus, guys, just go do it. Don't talk about it.
All right, so
some of the good ones. There's some cool ones out there.
All right, so what are we at? Because that wasn't an official match, so I guess the last one was. So we're in match. I don't know what match we are in.
It was TWO, and now shouldn't we be on to the main event?
We got a triple ultra-violent triple threat, Ted.
My notes are
you're getting.
Well, tell us about that. I am.
So we get an ultra-violent. I do too. But first, we got an ultra-violent triple threat between Jay Blade, Lil Sicko, who was on the show earlier, and XPW favorite and show favorite, Tarzan Duran. He's pretty high on my list of opponents I'd like to see work with Krueger. I think that would be a hell of a match.
I want to see that happen sooner than later. I think it's done.
Exactly. And I don't know, dude. Like
there's so many I want to see. There's so many matches right now with Krueger that it's like, I can't wait to see him.
I keep picturing him in the Tony Khan angle that Jack Perry's in, and just him like putting out a cigarette like on his. Like...
No, don't forget, Jack Perry is a homeboy of Michael Krueger.
He is.
UEW, and that was part of the crew. I mean, the young guys. You had Krueger, you had Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, Max X, DeMarco Wilson. There was the young UEW guys. So Krueger's the one still out there doing it, kicking ass. So
Krueger gave him his first pile driver, which is still pretty cool.
I guess he's doing his thing too. Fine, fuck it. But I'm biased. Krueger is my favorite.
In that company, there. Yes.
No one watches. I don't know. Well, no one fills up the crowds. At least, just start running in fucking VFWs. God damn it, y'all have full fucking crowds.
That was Tony Khan. They called the cops. They were running next door. Those hillbillies chanted something that offended me. All right, so this was an insane match, as anything with Tarzan Duran is. I enjoyed. I think it was like a light tube sort of Pele sort of suplex thing that Tarzan did that I thought was really cool. We get a scythe that comes into play. Tarzan's scythe just spilling blood in this match. Gusset to Sicko's head. We even get a VHS tape bat. Now, I couldn't tell what tapes were on there, Todd, but I don't know if they're aware that old media is worth something on eBay. That might have been like $1,000.
It was the first pressing of the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Holy shit. It's all like big box. Like,
it's weird because it's the more commons that are worth the most now. People want to collect that Nightmare on Elm Street versus Monster Hunter. I don't get it.
You know what? I feel like you need to like pitch first for anyone an old school, like old media death match. Like you get some laser discs and you like super glue. Some,
shit! I got like Tanky I used to give Tanky like my old BDRs or DVDRs so we could make weapons out of them. So
yeah,
I got that fucking. Someone gave not Die Hard. There's a couple like 9 months. Someone gave me a laser disc on their old collection. I'm trying to get rid of them. I got laser. I got it all. What are we breaking?
I was gonna say you could definitely turn a laser disc into a shiv.
Dead media death match. I like it.
Dead media death match. That not everybody's gonna get it, but like, can you imagine like a slip cover and you just like put like, I don't know, thumbtacks or something?
I got a Super Nintendo. I got. We can do some shit up.
Old media death match. There you go, guys. That's gonna happen.
All right. Yeah.
We're gonna make it happen. So, anyways, enough of our.
If you think it's cool, I'll pitch it to someone.
Fun match. Sicko does miss a corkscrew off the top by a mile.
Yeah.
but, but nonetheless, he looked really good. Now, I'm not sure exactly what they were, but Tarzan suplexes Sicko into, I guess it was a porcupine quill board. I don't know exactly what those were.
I think that's what Krueger said it was. And I know porcupine quill boards is a thing. I'm pretty sure that's what it looked like.
Okay.
Because I'd seen someone, I think Chewy, when I was on one of Krueger's things where I know we saw the quills and it looked the same.
It looked like it got embedded really deep, and they don't fall out. It's not like thumbtacks sometimes they'll usually fall out for the most part. Like this shit, like just stayed impaled in him for like the whole match. Like anything he did in the match after that, I was like, oh, dude,
yeah,
be careful.
Still taking, yeah.
I feel like a fucking dad now watching some of these matches. I'm like, don't do that. Holy shit, dude. So that
my world.
It does. You do watch it a little. You're a little less bloodthirsty when you actually know some of the guys. I don't know these guys, but personally, I mean, but like you look at it and it's just like, oh, dude, you're good. Just go to the just end it. But he doesn't. He hits a Spanish fly on Jay Blade into a thumbtacks and light tube pool with all that shit still in him. Kudos. Winner of the match, Lil Sicko. He earned it. That was, oh, dude. I've never had a porcupine incident in all my hiking days, but it's gotta fucking suck. So respect. I wouldn't have done a Spanish fly off the top with that shit in me. That's insane. So Todd, we are on to the main event, the IWA Deep South Championship. Bryant Woods, the cheater, taking on Michael Krueger. So like I was really curious to check this one out. I know Bryant Woods has a documentary on YouTube that's really interesting. If you care to check that out. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name right now, but I'm sure you.
I just saw someone sharing it too, but if you just search that, it'll come up.
Yeah, really, if you're unfamiliar, really cool, like personal story. So we kicked this off. Bryant Woods, I think, realizing that belt was in trouble, attacks Krueger from behind. Krueger rallies, responds, hitting a German suplex. Bryant Woods. I mean, Bryant Woods is a really big dude. Like he looks big. Just watching it at home on Stream XPW.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's got to be ginormous face to face.
I saw him next to Andy Lawler. They're basically the same size, and Andy Lawler's a tall motherfucker too.
Yeah, and I think Bryant's
start kneeling down in pictures. Don't midget the wrestlers.
So I don't think Bryant's used to getting thrown around, but you know, Krueger showing off those suplexes, headbutts some tubes, back and forth, really brutal. Now again, obviously Krueger, good friend, and family of the show. So like this one, it's just like, I'm having trouble watching this. So thumbtacks suck. I can't imagine what a push pin feels like.
They're thicker, they're denser, they're everything about it. You saw they didn't want to come out. He was grabbing and pulling them out.
The push pin baseball bat that Krueger's got these like just fucking impaled just in him, and I'm just like, I can't even fucking imagine. I would piss myself just if somebody told me I had to do that. I don't think I could do that. There's a really when they're like in his head, in his arm, and he has to start like pulling them out, and it's like, you know, again, these are things like you see that you just tack up. They're not the little thumbtacks. Like these are thick, like push pins, man. Like So, I'm like kind of looking through my hands at some of this because I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, it's like, Krueger, I mean, unfortunately, the punishment continues, takes a DDT into the tubes. There's carpet strip kendo sticks used. And Krueger just like fucking stomps after a big splash, just stomps some tubes into him. These guys are torturing the fuck out of each other. This is like a goddamn Saw movie. Like just before your eyes. I will give some credit to Bryant Woods hitting that power slam on Krueger through the tubes. Krueger choke slams him, kind of, power move for power move. With the added just like those fucking push pins. I couldn't even look at that.
Big boys fighting. It was hard hitting to say the least.
Hard hitting to say the least. Krueger uses the unholy crucifix tube and just fucking annihilates Bryant Woods with it. Krueger goes up. Woods, now at this point, dude, like, I obviously he's not answering any texts, but I'm like, man, I hope he's okay. He eats a running power bomb through the razor blade board. Like that one, I knew he was fucked up because at this point, Krueger's like bleeding buckets. Like
he was red. His whole body was red.
A lot of times you watch it on TV and you can see there's a lot of blood, but you don't fully realize until you're like there live. Like if any of you maybe listening to this have never been to a deathmatch tournament live, not that this was a deathmatch tournament, but yeah, just a deathmatch
event.
Yes, it's very different. Like you're looking at somebody and you're just thinking like you look like the climax of Passion of the Christ right now. Like it is brutal. So he gets power bombed through the razor blade board. As if that wasn't enough, Weed Whacker, which again I do hear Bryant Woods loaded that up with holy water. I'm just gonna say that's not the way you fight with honor. Takes the Weed Whacker, which is one of the most horrific things you can experience in a match like this. You go and look at any interviews out there with the deathmatch wrestler, they'll usually tell you like Weed Whacker is one of the most unpleasant. Hits him with that, and then gets Krueger up for a second power bomb onto the razor blade board, which impressive. I will give him that. Maybe one day he can do it fairly and not use the holy water. But nonetheless, Bryant Woods retaining his title for now. I don't think he's going to have it very long.
And Zombie's
awesome
asking,
match.
Is Krueger okay? Yes, it was an awesome match.
Yes.
He'll be here on Wednesday to tell his story, but he's bandaged up. He's on his way home. So
it's pretty bad. I mean, yeah, as okay can be, but pretty brutal when you're still bleeding like the next day. Like you're still gushing blood.
I love this match. I mean, and I know part of it is because it's our boy, but I mean, in general, the match is fantastic. There was two guys beating the shit out of each other with some cool weapons. I had a great time on this, and but the thing that they did, you couldn't really hear it on the show because the music was when the music was on, but I did pull the clip of what was said after by Bryant Woods, and hold on, let me pull that and close whatever popped open. I don't know what opened. Hold on,
that's dangerous, Todd. You're going to show them what you're watching on the hub.
I know it wasn't that. It was just people messaging. All right, so this was on Deathmatch Lead. I don't remember who posted it, but it'll say it was. So let me get back to that video. Brian Cummings. Okay, so but here we go. This was after it went off the air.
Everybody didn't fucking hear it. So let me say it again loud and clear. XPW, Homeless Jimmy, title for title, I'm coming for you. Everybody didn't fucking hear it.
Ooh.
There you go. So he challenged homeless Jimmy.
Exactly. Another favorite of our channel.
You trying to get it? So what's the deal?
I was gonna say he's got a beef, Todd. He's got some kind of a beef, I feel like. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's a big Blumhouse fan and he's listened to our horror show.
That he'd be attacking you, Dan.
He's working his way up the ladder, Todd. He's gonna get to me, but
yeah, okay. Go for the one that actually, well, I don't know, say enjoys most of their stuff now.
Holy water has no effect on me, Brian Woods. That power bomb looks like it might.
I'm 666 up, so it might work on me.
But yeah, no, like if you just like two fucking monsters, like legit fucking monsters beating the crap out of each other. It's probably truthfully one of my favorite things in WWE right now. Some of the stuff with Ivar and Bronson Reed, just two big fucking athletic dudes just kicking the shit out of each other. This was a great main event. Obviously, we're biased because Krueger's on here, but I think any of you that watch it will feel the same. Yeah. So like I said, Krueger pled a lot, but he seems to be as okay can be. And yeah, man, hell of an event. Stream XPW if you want to check out the replay. I was very, very impressed with everybody on the show. So for you guys out there, be sure to follow IWA Deep South. I should throw it out there because I've had like multiple questions for people unfamiliar with the company. I don't know if they're affiliated in any kind of way, but this is IWA Deep South, not Mid South.
Yes, not Ian Rotten's.
Yes, not Ian Rotten. But I think that there's just fuck up his name like that, Todd.
I know.
You today. You're big Axel guy.
Jeez, do I gotta love all mud shows? What the fuck, Dan? Jeez, I've only watched IWA MS when I don't know, when some UEW guys were there probably.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen some, but I've never been religious, you know. Like,
yeah. No, I get that. But check out IWA Deep South, and very interesting ending. I'm kind of curious where everything is going now. We'll probably have Hardcore Hillbilly on in the not too distant future, and some other exciting guests here on Squared Circle Society. If you're just listening tonight for The Body, which I know a lot of you were curious, we are also a horror podcast. So if you're a horror fan, check out Flesh Wound Horror Live. We'll be live this Wednesday. We've got more Squared Circle Society. We've been having a lot more Squared Circle Society.
And we're gonna have at least 2 more this week.
I was gonna say. What up, Brian Trash in the chat? A wrestling and a horror fan, Brian Trash.
I do have one sad note that I should have. I waited to the end of the show and I didn't even say anything to Dan. Okay. It was 4 years ago today. We lost a deathmatch legend, and that is the human horror film Supreme.
I'm going to say the best to ever do it with death matches. As far as psychology that he had, you learn so much. If you're a younger deathmatch guy, go back and watch some of Supreme's stuff.
He's from a different era of deathmatch when it was you were a wrestler and then you were a deathmatch worker too. It's not always like that now. It's just a special era where the focus was wrestling. But beyond that, he was like the heart and soul of SoCal. I mean, his reach was everywhere. I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be where I was without him. I mean, the little I do, I don't know. It's his day. It's been 4 years. It still stings a bit. But
legit icon, and of course I saw him at XPW back in the day, but actually getting to meet and like actually have a conversation with him years later when I was down there in LA was really, really cool. I do regret never getting to try the chili. It was like fucking like famous. Like everybody talked about Supreme's chili, and never got to try it. But rest in peace, a true legend.
Yeah.
Watch his stuff. If you're not familiar, watch his stuff. You'll learn so much from Supreme.
BW.com, episode 1, we got Supreme. And actually, I think all the episodes right now have at least a Supreme death match or two. So go check out I know the first 3 are up. I think 4 should be dropping soon. Yeah, check it out. But also, speaking of Supreme, where's my graphic? I can't. There we go. Michael Krueger will be facing JD Horror at the Games of Supreme Violence, May 30th. So it's on Supreme's birthday. Check it out and support Krueger too. So
yes.
Yeah, Under the Crimson Sea death match, May 30th. It'll be on IWTV shortly after too, I believe. So not live, but after. So
there you go. And I'm really eager to see what we got coming up in XPW. It sounds like a lot of really cool shit. Once again, if you're not, remember streamxpw.com, where you can see all the great XPW stuff as well as IWA. UEW, Todd, do we have anything new to pimp there as far as the
new
TV
episode coming soon?
New episode of UEW coming shortly.
Yes, that's
really good stuff up there. So check it out. And believe that's all I have for now. But come hang out with us Wednesday. Also, our Discord, which is free. You can check that out in the comments. We talk everything from horror movies, wrestling, mainstream movies, a lot of food, a lot of food talk on our Discord and cool stuff. So if you listen to the show and want to interact with us, come in there and say hi. Or talk shit, whatever. We don't care. Just come on in there. And that's all I have for now. Look forward to having the body back shortly as well. On that note, good night and come again hard.
God damn it. Good evening.